Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and it seems that there's some victory going for you good old Latinos and Mexican people out there. Yeah, it seems like there is a Democrat, I know, shocking, really, that is actively going to ban the word Latinx. Now, I'm not really a huge fan of banning things, because I think it's stupid, for the most part, and I think things should just be let their flow. But at the same time, the culture, the woke left, tends to want to push it onto people like this human here, AOC, that has wanted to push the word Latinx consistently to Mexicans or slash Latinos.
In Spanish language, people sometimes like to make a lot of drama over the term Latinx. But even before Latinx, people were trying to do this like use an at to have the A and the O together. Gender is fluid, language is fluid, and I think people right now are using the E term as gender neutral in order to be as inclusive as possible. Don't have to make drama over it. I also have a mini rant about this because there are some politicians, including Democratic politicians, that rail against the term Latinx. And they're like, this is so bad for the party, like blah, blah, blah. And like, it's almost as though it has not struck some of these folks that another person's identity is not about your reelection prospects. Like, this is not about you. Second of all, if putting a little X on your campaign literature is what you think is the difference between winning or losing an election, you need to talk about healthcare more. You need to raise people's wages. You need to talk about more issues that also matter to people. That being said, why are people opting for trying to use Latine over Latinx? Well, Latinx can be convenient in written form because you just put down an X and people can kind of mentally put in whatever vowel they identify with. But it's kind of hard to say. So Latine, you avoid the masculine O, you avoid the feminine A. Latine, E, is a little more neutral, so it could be more inclusive to people. For example, saying nosotres. That being said, if you don't want to use it, no one's forcing you to. But for people who enjoy trying to figure out language and have it meet the modern age, that's kind of where it's at.
Yeah, so there you have AOC trying to push that Latinx thing about around 8 months or so ago onto every single Latino slash Mexican person around, which is completely ridiculous and asinine. Now, I have a few great old Mexican friends and Latino friends and what have you, and they don't seem to be using that word. In fact, they seem to hate it a lot. And I'm not going to know a lot about the Latino culture or whatever, because I have nothing part of it. Obviously, you can see I'm black, so me trying to really say I know everything about Latino culture is asinine, and I wouldn't try to. I do have some Latino friends, and I knew a lot of Latino friends back in junior high school, mostly because this was mostly affiliated and mostly Latinos or Mexicans that were there, but none of them would ever think of using the word. In fact, it's not even part of their language. Like, the X is not even used. So I don't know what is going on here. And this guy, the Democrat that is looking to ban this word and explain the reasons, are pretty much going to explain everything that you want to need to know about the issues that they have and why they're banning it. Take a look.
I've heard former Representative Vargas speaking about this at length. I hear Representative Mini Gonzalez speaking about this at length. It's the day has come.
Representative Geraldo Reyes, along with 4 other Hispanic Democrats, introduced a bill last month in Connecticut to ban the term Latinx from the state's official language.
Let's eliminate it from government and higher educational levels.
The move comes after Governor Huckabee of Arkansas banned it on her first day in office. Representative Reyes says the term is often misused.
People that are not even Hispanic at all come and just throw the term Latinx around because they sound woke or they sound like they want to be hip.
According to a survey in 2019, 76% of Latino adults had not heard of the term Latinx, and only 3% used it.
The Spanish language is over 1,500 years old. It's a beautiful language. It cannot be altered and changed just to fit a narrative.
So, yeah, as you can see that a lot of people don't use it, and I would say a lot of people in the terms of Latinos don't actually use the word because it's completely demeaning and stupid, and nobody and none of them really accepted the word to begin with. So why was it just pushed onto them? Well, because that's what the far left and Democrats do most of the time, is that they want to push words onto people that nobody asked for, that nobody really cared for to begin with. And, of course, the Latinos are not going for it, and as they shouldn't. Yeah, this is stupid. Even I thought that was the dumbest word on the planet entirely, because I'm like, why are you even doing this? This sounds stupid. And I'm not even Latino, so I don't know where they're using it. But then we always have to have the one clown in the office, right? We always have to have the one idiot that has to suggest something that is stupid and nobody is going to agree on and is only going to cause more division or hate because they think they're the best in the room. They're the grandstanding people. We're champions. I'm a champion. So, without further ado, let's give this guy a round of, I guess, applause for, wanting to, make it not Latinx, but Latine.
Language purity is one thing, but legal protections enshrined in government documents is important.
Rafael Feliciano, an activist for Waterbury LGBT pride, says inclusive terms allow his community to feel identified and protected.
I want to steer away from the very reductive and divisive down South Arkansas law that is just very homophobic and transphobic.
That is why he's trying to shift the conversation. Instead of banning the term Latinx, he wants to replace it.
I used to be a big proponent of Latinx. I've transitioned to Latine with an E at the end of it.
Latine is a word that comes from Spanish-speaking countries in Central and South America. The term is also used to remove gender with neutral Spanish letter E, which can already be found in words like estudiante, which means student in English.
And it's my job as an activist from this city who identifies as Latine, not Latinx, Latine now, to go to the state capitol and let these 5 folks know, hey, we have a word that defines us, that comes from us, viene de nosotros.
Yeah, so now it's going to be Latine, this great activist, yeah? But stay at home. Maybe you should probably learn more about your Latino heritage or somewhat, because it doesn't seem like you know very much. And I'm mostly saying this from after what this other guy is saying, because he seems to know a lot more than I do, obviously, because me not being Latino or Mexican or any other with that regard. So therefore, I do not know very much. But this man here kind of does explain on there's already a word usage in the language as they have it. So therefore, why are you trying to use Latine? Oh, you're just trying to make yourself prove that you're actually someone special, but you're really not. You're just another loser trying to get off more woke points and seem you're better than you are, but you're not. Take a look at this. This man kind of explains on what the real usage in the words are. Of course, Latinos already know this. So me explaining to them is kind of pointless.
On the other hand, Representative Reyes says there is already a gender-neutral term in Spanish.
To anybody who doesn't believe they're Latino or Latina, they can use the word Latin, or they can use Latino, which is neutral gender for everything.
Yeah, so I don't know really what's going on here, other than the complete and utter stupidity, and it's just dumb. AOC, you're an idiot, and you've been proven to be an idiot time and time again, and it seems that a majority of the Latino population does not agree with you, or seems to completely disregard using that word entirely. So maybe you should rethink yourselves. And it's also good job on this one Democratic guy, by the way. Something that I would agree on. Probably won't agree on him with many other things. But I agree. Get rid of the word. It's stupid. If you're going to ban it, that's probably one word to ban, because it's completely and utterly dumb. And something that the elites or the far left try to use to try to get woke points, and end up utterly failed them, which is many things that they do. That seems to be a huge amount of failure. So finally, we'll wrap this up with this last video here, and kind of showing exactly what's kind of the consumptions of it all.
Those who'd like to attend and voice their opinion. Meanwhile, Governor Lamont's office says they will follow the debate as the bill moves through the legislature.
Yeah, so hopefully there is a good, huge win. I think it's going to win because the majority of people don't use it, and the Democrats have a bit more off they can chew. And so, yeah, of course, there's always going to be one fool and one clown trying to, really push it to some other word that does not need to be there, because Latino already means the same thing that he's talking about, which shows he doesn't really know anything about his Latino heritage whatsoever at all. He's just trying to incorporate himself into something that means nothing and he knows nothing about. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.